Okay, so NewYorkSteelo here with part 2 of the CPR backpack skimmer review. I know that in part 1, for those of you who saw the video, I just took the skimmer and was going to trash the damn thing. But I looked at it that day and I was like, you know what? I think that it deserves me to explain to people why I don't like the skimmer and just illustrate how the skimmer works altogether. Now, number one thing, if you have this skimmer, don't get offended by it. I'm just giving my personal opinion on the skimmer. I've owned the skimmer for 6 years. If you don't have the skimmer and you plan on getting the skimmer, I'm going to give you one tip, and that is to install the skimmer initially in the front of the tank. Why? The majority of tanks, just such as this one, behind it is a wall, and you will have trouble fine-tuning this skimmer because you won't be able to look at the bubble size and everything else that comes with it. So I recommend that you do what I did for the first couple of days. Install it in the front of your aquarium, mess with it, tinker it, mess with the airflow. Once you get it set working properly, then you're good money. So as you can see, my 30-gallon tank, I set it up, but I left it with just the rock and the sand, and because I didn't have any filtration on it, some of the sediment from the sand is still on the system. Hence the reason for me installing the skimmer, so that I can get rid of some of that gunk. I've also installed momentarily the fluval just to kind of polish the water and get the tank ready. But back to the skimmer. So, man, where do I start? Let's start by discussing how this skimmer works. Basically, it utilizes a pump such as this MaxiJet 1200 that I have in here, and the pump pulls in water and air at the same time. As you see here, the pump is located into this adapter here, drawing in the water. In the tip of the pump is also connected this black hose, which leads to the top here, which allows you to control the airflow coming in and out of the pump. Now, this is known to be a Venturi type skimmer. There is a lot of different types of skimmers out there. The very first skimmers that came out utilized a air stone releasing air and bubbles into the system, and then came out this technology, which is a Venturi type skimmer. It's outdated, to be honest with you. It's still being used in needle wheel skimmers. The problem with these type of skimmers is that when you utilize the same pump to draw in air and water, the pump suffers flow, and it's not going to give you the best results. This is why people use either Aqua Sea skimmers, which don't, the pump is utilized to draw in water only and the box draws in the air, or they utilize or buy recirculating skimmers, which one pump is used for the water and the other pump is used for the air. Now, CPR has released a new type of skimmer called the Aero skimmer, which utilizes the recirculation technology, where there is a pump that's drawing water into the skimmer and there is a pump sitting down here just blasting it with bubbles. How efficient is it? I can't tell you. I haven't tested out. It looks promising. But I've taken this skimmer and just hooked it up to the 30-gallon momentarily. I may even continue to use it. One thing I do like about the skimmer is that in this chamber here, I can put my heater in the back of the tank. So it'll be like a mini sump, in other words. As you all saw in the first video, my collection cup was broken. I went ahead and fixed that. I used some of the reef glue that I have and attached both pieces together of the collection cup. Now, does the skimmer work? It works, people. It does what it's supposed to do. It is a skimmer. Let's take a look at the collection cup here. And let's remove the collection cup so you can get an idea. Basically, the collection cup has 4 little holes in the corners to release the air. The air has to escape somewhere. But you can see here that the skimmer is doing what it's supposed to do. And it's just not as efficient. I've had it running now for like I'll probably say like 10 hours, and this is what it has collected. But you know, it just kicked in and whatnot. And what don't I like about the skimmer? Number one, the air bubbles. The fact that it's a Venturi skimmer and the pump draws in air and water. It's just the bubble sizes are not really that great, and there's actually not much of a bubble production at all compared to, say, an in-sump skimmer. And I do understand that this is a hang on the back skimmer, but after, you know, owning an Aqua C, you know, playing around with other type skimmers, Euro Reefs, cone skimmers, it's just, this skimmer just does not, you know. If you look at, say, the Aqua C Remora, you're going to see a lot more bubble production in such a skimmer than in this one. Second reason I don't like the skimmer is the fact that the air bubbles continuously escape micro bubbles into your tank. This, I can tell you, I'm not going by this based on the fact that I just installed it. I'm going by this based on the fact that I've owned this skimmer for 6 years. I've ran it with a Rio 600, with a MaxiJet 1200, and there's a new pump out there that's set to release even more micro bubbles into the tank. Now, you can solve this by just putting some sort of a foam pad before the output of the skimmer. The CPR Aquatics, the website, the company that makes this skimmer, they actually advise you to take the output of the skimmer, which flows back into the tank via gravity, and just kind of twist it upwards to release air like this, so that air does not get trapped and release micro bubbles back into the tank. However, I can't turn this the opposite direction because it has this fitting here, and I just don't see the, you know, basically it's pulling water from the same side that it's releasing the water back into. I don't know. I don't know. Does it work? Does it pull out stuff? It does. It's rated for up to 60 gallons. This is a 30-gallon tank, so I would imagine that it's not going to do a very bad job. But this is my review of the skimmer. I hope I've covered the facts and every little thing about it, how it works. Usually this skimmer comes with bio bale here. I don't use that because that's just a nitrate factory, and it really doesn't help with the with stopping the micro bubbles going back into your tank. So my next video is going to be on this 30-gallon tank. Once it clears up, I'm sure the skimmer is going to eliminate this in about 2-3 days, but it'll do something to it. And you can see the sand looks really white. This is the finest sand that you can get your hands on. It's like sugar fine sand. System's gonna look really nice. I'm also gonna do a video based on some requests on how to apply the background to the tank. I'm gonna be covering that, and I'm also gonna be doing more videos on my 90-gallon system. So stay tuned for future videos. This is NewYorkSteelo. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Peace.